Hey Wise Oz, it's MyklSkeleton here. I thought I'd do a quick review of Incan Gold on the video. It's designed by Alan R. Moon, the guy who did Ticket to Ride, so that's good. And it's much more luck driven. It's what we call a filler game. Usually games that are more luck driven will play in between our longer games on game night. And then it's much more lighthearted. Your brain gets a chance to rest. It doesn't have to strategize so much, but you're still having fun. So I thought I'd do that. Let's do a quick and dirty review of Incan Gold right now. Okay, so let's open this puppy up and see what's inside, shall we? Here we got the rules, as every game does. Here's our score sheet that we write our scores down on. Here we got the decks and the voting cards. Those are in here. And we got the real cool gems, the bits of the game, the nice tactile pieces that everyone likes to play around with. And then you got tents that are initially given to you flat, and they give you instructions for bending them. And, you know, not much going on here, but that keeps the cost of the game down. When they're only making the gems, really, and printing the cards, you get the game for cheaper, which makes everyone happier. So they could have given paper money or paper discs or something like that, so I'm glad they did it. So this game can do 3 to 8 players, and so if you're looking for a 2-player game, look elsewhere. But 3 to 8, that can handle a lot of people, which is nice. So at first, everyone gets a tent. So for your plan, let's say 3 people. We'll put out 3 tents, just out here on the peripherals of the vision, and then we're gonna dump all the gems. Now the idea of the game is that you're exploring this Incan temple rumored to contain treasures, and you know, it's a push your luck game. It's when do you jump out of the temple and say you've had enough and keep what you've gained, and when do you keep going and try and get richer, obviously. So this is the money of the game. The turquoise here is worth 1 point. The obsidian black is worth 5 points, and the gold is worth 10 points. So, and you pretty much take just the turquoise the whole time and exchange it before you keep it. So also, this game is played in 5 rounds, and to keep track of that, you have this temple that I'm going to build. Okay, right up there, we got this temple here, and it just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And before you play round 1, you flip it over, and that's just to keep track of what's going on there. So here you go, and this is your big pile of money. You just put this in reach of everyone, and there you go. So now you've got a couple different decks of cards, as I pointed out in the beginning, and the one deck has a whole bunch of these 2 cards in it. Let me hold it up here. Now this is the stay or go card. So each round, everyone's gonna vote whether they stay or whether they stay in the ruins and try and get richer, or whether they leave and go back to camp. And the leave one is the one that shows the tent. He's like, well, I'm gonna go. And this one is like, I'm gonna keep going farther into the temple, okay? So everyone gets these 2 cards. So I'm gonna deal those 2 cards to everyone, and they just get reused over and over. Voila! Now your other deck of cards is made up of your normal blue gem cards. You've also got danger cards, which are red borders around them, like the spiders, for instance. And there's a snake. And then you also have artifacts, which have the gold border. So those are the 3 different types of cards in this deck. And this deck represents your journey through the Incan temple. So I'm gonna shuffle those there. Not too important for the demonstration. And you just put this where everyone can see what's going on. So I'm gonna put that over here. I'm actually gonna move this all to the side. Put it right there. Okay, so let's do an example of play. Okay, so I've rearranged everything a little bit. Hopefully it makes it easier to see in my example of play. So each round, this is round 1, each round you explore the temple by flipping over cards. After you flip over each card, you take a vote on who stays and who goes. Everyone who leaves gets to save their money that they've built up at that point, and and everyone who keeps going gets to see the next card and possibly get richer. The round ends when 2 of the same dangers are revealed. There's many different types of dangers, but it's only 2 of the same are revealed. So that's when the round ends. So yeah, let's flip over the first card and see what happens. We've got a 4 gem card. So there you go. You split 4 between the number of people still in the temple. We got 3 people still in the temple, everyone, and so they each get 1. You put the remainder on the card, so there's 1 gem left over, and that goes on the card. Now, if you leave the temple, you get to split with everyone else who left the temple the number of gems that are in the temple that weren't able to be split up when they were revealed. So now all 3 people would vote whether they want to stay or whether they want to leave. They put their card representing that face down, and then once everyone's voted, they reveal. So it's secret voting, right? That's important. Nobody wants to leave yet. It takes 2 of the same dangers, and no danger's been revealed yet. So here we got an 11 gem card. So 11 split between 3 people is 3. And the remainder will be 2. And they'll take a vote. Now the only reason you'd leave now is you get 3 extra gems, possibly to yourself. Now, nobody wants to leave yet. Oh, but there's a danger. Now there's possibly danger up ahead. If the next is a snake, which has happened many a times, you know, plenty of rounds end really fast, so you gotta think about that. And I'm gonna bet somebody here wants to leave, so they all vote. Let's say this guy's the only one to leave. Not only does he get the 3 on there, he gets all he's gotten, so that's gonna trade that in for a 5, so he's got 7. There we go. And okay, so these 2 guys kept in it, so let's reveal the next card. We've got an artifact. That's the gold card right here. Now, how an artifact works, if you're the only person to leave in that round, in a certain round, then you get all the artifacts that are in the temple. So, but if multiple people leave in the same round, nobody gets the artifact. So these 2 are gonna vote. If they both decide to leave, nobody gets that artifact. If one of them leaves and one of them doesn't, then that person will get the artifact. And I'm gonna say they're gonna be greedy. They're gonna vote, and neither of them wants to go yet. They wanna stay in the temple longer. So let's see what we got. Oh, now we got a spider. So now, not only is if a snake comes up, if a spider comes up, you know, you're screwed too. And there's 2 snakes and 2 spiders in the deck at this point. 2 other snakes and 2 other spiders. It's 3 total. So they vote. I bet one of them is going to leave now, and let's say it's this dude. He gets the artifact, so it's worth 5 points. The first 3 artifacts are worth 5 points, and the last 2 artifacts are worth 10 points. So he's going to put a black one on there to signify it was one of the first 3, and he also gets to save his 4 gems left over. So he's got 9. This guy left with 7, so he's doing a little bit better than that guy. This guy kept in it, you know. He figures he's got to cut his losses now and try and go for the gold, and boy did he gets a 13, and he gets that all to himself, so he can trade in 2 of these for a black and a gold. So now he's at 17, and he's got to decide whether he stays or whether he goes. And he, you know, it's all down to him at this point. This is where it gets exciting for that one person, and he's gonna keep going. You know, he's betting one more time. Well, give me a 9 or even a 5. You know, would be great. And he gets a spider, so he's out of there. He lost it. He busted. He loses that 17 that he had, and he gets nothing to show for that round because he busted on the spider. You take one of the spiders out of the deck, so there's less chance that you'll bust on a spider in later rounds, because now there's only 2 instead of 3. You take all the other cards though, and shuffle them back into the deck. Then you just go on to the next round. All 3 people are back in it. You're going on to round 2, so up there, you just flip over round 2 to keep track. You're going to do this 5 times, and the person with the most gems after 5 rounds wins it. And that's all there is to it. It plays pretty fast. You know everything that you need to know to play it. So there you go. That's how you play Incan Gold right there. You can order it from Thought Hammer for 20 bucks. And it's a good deal. It's a real good deal. It's more of a lighthearted, luck-driven game, but everyone still has fun. And you know, there's ups and downs to it, and it plays pretty quick. So that's what's nice about it overall. If you like this video review, go to my circle of interest at www.wiseoz.com/boardgames and tell me what you think. All right, MyklSkeleton signing out.